What is up, guys? Woo here, back again with another Division 2 video. Welcome back. Guys, we are back with WOOO, the community. It's back with a vengeance and a slightly different format. And you're probably wondering what the hell is with the community if you are new to the channel. Let me break it down for you. March last year, I started a weekly series of content that was pretty much, guys, talk to me about exotics, talk about PvP, talk to me about PvE, talk about the game, talk about what you'd like to see in the game. And I'll get the best comments and put them in a video, and we discuss your feedback, and we try and take this further. And again, we try and make people know they're in power, that can potentially make adjustments to the game, potentially look at these ideas and concepts to improve our own player experience within the Division 2. But above all, for me, it's all about speaking with you guys. That really makes this worthwhile. It really does, because I love reaching out to you guys. I love the conversation we have in chat. The comments are electric. They are funny. We do get the occasional person, it's like, why are you here? Why are you here? But it is what it is. 99% of the feedback and the content, the community are amazing. And guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the content. Now, this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you my 2020 reflection, and then I want to talk about what's going to happen in 2021. And then, guys, I'm going to go through the course of this video, talk about your feedback, your opinions. So 2020 for me was, on a whole, topsy-turvy. It was very roller coaster, up and down consistently. I had a really bad start to the year. I found out literally the first week in January that I may not have a job. And I had very limited time to try and make a decision based on what's right for me. And in all honesty, it was a very, very difficult time in my life, for my family, not knowing. I came to work the next day to be told there's no job. That was exceptionally difficult. So for me, something had to give. I had an immense amount of stress that I had to kind of deal with from my family, for me, and Division 2 had to take a back seat, because at that point in the game, Division 2 content was stale, not much was happening, it was very dry, so my feedback generally was negative. Why aren't the devs doing something? They need to do more, work harder, work smarter. And for me, nothing was happening. So I had all this frustration, all this negativity, all this just kind of anger building up, and it slowly started to seep into my content, and that is not me. It is not me at all. So I was quite annoyed. So I decided very early in January 2020 to take a back seat. Not leave the game, but take a break, because mentally I really needed it. So I took a break from the game and I started playing Zombie Army 4, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And I didn't do it for the views or the clicks, because to be honest, guys, each Zombie Army 4 video was about 10% of the views I would normally get on a Division 2 video. It wasn't at all. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make a difference to me in terms of the views and the clicks. What makes a difference is the community, the people that turn up, and are just generally good people who want to support and want to get on board and just watch the content. So for me, that speaks dividends. And that really difficult period in my life was very difficult to manage. And then we know what happened, because I wasn't aware what was going to happen whatsoever at all. And this kind of dragged on throughout February. And then we had the Warlords of New York expansion. And then it went into March. And at that point, I was in a slightly better mindset. I adopted the approach of fuck it, let's just try and crack on the best way possible. I started playing the Division 2 again. And then at that point, as soon as I started playing, we go into a national lockdown in the UK. Damn. So what happens? I started playing the game daily again, start producing daily content, was in mentally a better place, knowing I don't have to think about work. I can just concentrate on me, concentrate on my family, concentrate on the content. And it was in such a great place. The channel started to boom, everything was going fantastic. And then I go back to work in June, and again, it's the constant trying to juggle, trying to balance everything, and it was very, very difficult. Me not knowing if my job was secure, still not knowing. And that's not my employer's fault, that's just how the way things were, and still are to a certain extent. So for me, I was just riddled with the not knowing, the annoyance. So what I started to do, a few months after, I started to stream. I streamed on Twitch. I had so much fun on Twitch. It was around about that time, which was August time, where I just started to stream, really enjoying it. And then we had a family tragedy. My wife's father passed away in August. So I had to take a step back. Naturally, I really was in not a great place. Knowing there's all the stress from work, got a family loss, very close family member loss, it was very, very difficult for me to kind of gain momentum, to really kind of keep pushing and pushing, because I didn't have the energy or the strength to do so. So for me, it was very, very difficult. So I ended up streaming more than creating content, because if anyone is a content creator, and if anyone streams watching this content, you know there is a huge, significant difference from just putting on a game, playing it, chatting to people, then creating content. A massive, massive difference, guys. It really is. So the content creation was, at that point, very stressful. Sitting there playing games, and any old game as well, may I add. It weren't just the Division 2. I was playing anything, and people were reaching out. People were fantastic. Absolutely amazing. And it really gave me the impetus, self-belief to kick on. So I spent more time streaming than creating content. I really did. And I had so much more fun streaming than creating content. But that's where I was at. I was at a point where streaming was taking over, and creating content for YouTube was taking a back seat. I'd do it just few and far between. But I do love, and I do have an undying passion for creating content on YouTube. I love what I do, and I love, again, the support, the community. I love reading your feedback. So I decided it may be all steam ahead in 2021. Mentally see where I'm at, see what's happening, because the end of 2020 was pretty bad for me. So it was pretty difficult, pretty tough, pretty challenging. Going into 2021, I've set myself some little goals that I really want to achieve in this year. So guys, 2020 has been the hardest year of my life, and 2021, I'm hoping that through the hard work, the endeavor, the commitment and drive of pushing forward, it ends a good year. And that's what I really, really want. I want my YouTube channel to grow, of course. I want my Twitch channel to keep growing, and I've started streaming on Facebook, so we can keep growing and getting the WOOO out there. And to be honest, guys, I am thoroughly enjoying it. So that's my 2020, and I apologize profusely for going into great detail, but I am transparent. That's how I work. I don't want to keep anything locked away. I'm open, and that's how it is. And I apologize for that, but at the same point, I don't, because that's me, and that shines through my content. So at this point, WOOO the community in August had to stop. I stopped this video because these videos are where I just talk. I have fun. I let loose. There is no script. There is no plan. I just talk. It's simple. And in August, when my father-in-law passed away, there was no chance I could do this. It was not going to happen. Mentally, I was not right. So there was no point for me doing this, because I'd only let you guys down. So I stopped, and that's why I stopped doing these weekly videos. And again, it's not about the views. It's not about the views at all. I don't give a shit about the views. What I care about is the community. So I wanted to bring this back. I promised 2021 coming. Let's bring it back. So where does that hold this and the content for the channel moving forward? Right, here goes. So I did a little video talking about Outriders, and I lost subscribers. People got, he's not going to cover Division. He's going to do Outriders. I'm gone. It is what it is. I'm going. Now, I never said I was leaving the Division. In fact, I did say I was staying, playing the Division, and there will be more content in the Division. Yeah, there is. I can't cover other games, and I will cover other games, but I will also play the Division 2, and there will also be an abundance of content on the Division 2. So don't worry about that, guys. Don't worry about that. Division 2 is going nowhere. But I do want to expand. I do want to try and grow as a content creator. So therefore, you will see some Outriders as well. You will see some nice builds, and that's what I'm all about. Moving forward, what happens later in the year, I do not know. But the first part of the year will be Division 2 and Outriders. That's where the theme of this channel will be. And you will see weekly WOOO the community videos, which will cover both games, guys, both games, because they can both just exist together, you know? Right. WOOO the community. Enough of me, guys. Firstly, I've gone on too long. I apologise. Let's talk about you guys and what you have reached out and said in the last few days in my last videos. There was a great little bit of news, which was regarding EA, Lucasfilm Games, and Massive. Ubisoft Massive have now acquired the license for the next Star Wars adventures. Wow. That's just wow. It leaves so many open-ended questions. What's going to happen with potential Division 3, new Star Wars game, Avatar, what's happening? And again, we know they have confirmed Avatar's going to happen, Star Wars Adventure's going to happen. I guess Division 3 it has to be in development. It has to be going. You know it has to be there. But I'm not going to say it's going to be out in 2021. It is too soon. But I do feel there will be an announcement in the coming months about a big expansion or a new game. What have you guys said? How are you guys feeling? Firstly, my really good friend Sentinel said this. Honestly, mate, any Star Wars game that's not been developed out alongside EA can only be a good thing. Say what you want about Massive, but they've made 2 of the most played games for me since I started gaming. So I'm actually pretty hyped about this. Sentinel, you know you're a legend, mate. Thank you. Man, this is on the money. Why I agree to this 110% is simply this. I have played about 600 hours of Destiny 1. 600 hours, which is a great deal of time. It's a great deal of time. Given I was late to the game, I missed the first year of the game. I was quite late to it. So yeah, playing Destiny, and this was from about August 2015 up until March 2016. Destiny was for me life. That's what I do, and it's PvP. A lot of Crucible, a lot of Trials. Loved it. Loved the PvP in Destiny, and blown away. The next game that my friends kind of bullied me into was Division 1. Play the Division. PvE, PvP, Rogues, DZ. So much there which could really, really cheer me up and really just, again, galvanise me. And again, guys, get me away from Destiny. Lo and behold, play the beta. I was suckered. I was into the content. Got the game. Brilliant. Loved it. When I last played the Division, I had accumulated well over, guys, well over 3,000 hours in the Division 1. And that's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours, guys. You know that. It's a shitload of hours. And that's through 3 years. So I'm blown away by that. So for me, Division 2 was the natural progression. This is the natural progression, not just for the channel, but for me personally. So the next game. And with Division 2, I've put in a huge whack of hours. And I loved it. I'm still loving it. I'm still loving the game. So Division 2 is my second most played game. We'll leave it as that. But I love the game. I love producing content for it. I do feel it's a bit stale. It needs more. But I love the Division 2. And I know for a fact when I start playing Outriders, we'll play the demo at the end of Feb. And then I get the full game in April. That will be another game which we'll spend a lot of time with. So Massive have done a great job. Let's get this right now. And let's get this out of the line. Massive have done a great job with the Division. Of course, we all believe it needs more. Yes, I'm in just complete agreement with that. But also, they've brought to the table 2 good games that have taken hours away from my life, and I have no regrets in doing so. Massive. So yes, great job with the Division. Could be better. Yeah, there's much more room for improvement, but still, I feel they could do a good job with Star Wars if they get it right. So, of course, naturally, I want to try it. I want to see how good it can be or how bad it can be. But we know from day one there will be bugs. You know that. Sentinel, you're the man. Now, other comments. We've had, again, a lot of other comments regarding Star Wars. The first thing was this from my friend Tetsuo Douglas. I think it's a breath of fresh air to have a developer other than EA create a Star Wars game. To be honest, though, I hope they stay away from the Skywalker timeline. Maybe they do something way early before Jedi's or the Sith. What was the galaxy like before the Force and lightsabers? I know everyone loves using them, but I'd be more than okay if there were none. If they do, maybe even if have the story based at the very beginning, the first individual to realise they have powers, was the first Force first used for good or evil? See, you see where I'm going? I like this because there's so many unanswered questions I'd love to see. But Tetsuo carries on with this. I think Massive should focus on one game at a time, like Naughty Dog or Rockstar does. They have a pretty good track record on it. I'll be okay if the next Division is a few years down the road. I'd hate for it to become a card or Battlefield where the expectation is to have a game released every year or every 3 years. I'm tired of games being rushed and launched early just to be riddled with bugs. Man, absolute legend, and completely agree with this. I'd like to see where they go. I'm quite excited to see what kind of part of the story arc or something completely new. I'd love to hear and love to get more information on the new Star Wars adventure. And who knows, I may cover it, who knows. It will be a long way away. I'm guessing at least 2 years. At least we'll see this 2023. That's what I feel. I feel we'll see Avatar and The Division 3 in the next couple of years, and then we'll see Star Wars Adventures after. But to carry on the point in terms of massive one game at a time, yes, kind of. Have they got a big enough team to carry 3 games? I don't feel so. And not just any 3 games, 3 potential AAA games. I don't think so. But I do feel if they get these right, they could be absolutely killer games. I'm looking forward to Division 3. If it comes out, I'm looking forward to it. I am. And I'll buy it day one because I'm a sucker for the franchise. Avatar, I'd like to see what Massive do. And then, of course, Star Wars Adventures, I'm excited to see what they come up with. Star Wars Adventures. Guys, but I'm excited, and I think Tetsuo's got some good valid points here. Now we have another good friend of mine, and that is Super Evil Monkey. This man is an absolute legend within the community. Super Evil Monkey, you are a legend. But anyway, I will definitely be following this. The Snowdrop engine has been fun to play, shooting has been solid. So here he's hoping they can create an engaging story game. Of course, now what happens to Div 2, Div 3, maybe Ubisoft moves over to another studio and we can get some fresh ideas, hopefully in Div 2, Div 3, or they can just let it slowly die. Still something interesting to follow. Mr. Monkey, you're a man. You're the main man. Now, with this, again, they're going to use the Snowdrop engine, which some say bad, some say good. I'm on the fence, but again, with Div 2, we know it's a very solid game. The shooting does feel solid. The gunplay is on point. I don't feel we can disagree with that. But for me, it's all about that engaging story, that engaging game. And I feel that they can do that. They've got the Star Wars franchise, which is the biggest franchise you can get. So yeah, I feel there's a lot of pressure, but I do feel they need to get it right. Now, what happens to Div 2, Div 3? There's bound to be something happening in February. There has been every year. So we'll get something. Whether it be a new expansion straight after it drops in March, or is it going to be Division 3 news? And it could be another year of season content. And then 2022, Div 3 comes out in March. That's a potential avenue. Still a long way away, but it could still happen. Again, another studio, Redstorm guys. You know Redstorm are there. So my reckoning is Redstorm will take over Division 3. And it will be, again, a season-long year of content, and then there will be Division 3, and it'll lead up to that at the end of this. And that's how I feel. So 2022, Division 3 in March, and we're going to have Redstorm taking over. That, if I'm a betting man, that's where my money's going. But it's definitely interesting to see this evolve. Super Monkey, thanks, man, for dropping by, and thanks for the comment. Now, I did a video regarding a skill build video, which was using the capacitor and the old drone turret. Lovely, yeah, you know how it works. The lovely build that people use as your chosen skill build. I had a few comments, and I want to talk about a few of these comments. First one is 13 Danny Boy 13. Great guy, always drops me a comment. So Danny Boy, thanks man for dropping this comment. I use tech support on the backpack. I just don't like the 3 seconds from combined arms. I find it's down too often. Plus for me, getting a kill with a turret or drone is so much easier. I run 3-piece Empress, Waveform, Empress Guard for the 1% regen, 1-piece Wyvern, and it melts. I actually went with duration mod since my cooldown is already around 12 seconds. Definitely helps with the drone. Danny Boy, you're the man. Now, tech support, I find, is the kind of, again, don't take any disrespect with this, the couch potato talent. It is. It's that kind of talent where you can slap it on any skill build and you just have to sit and cover and then just let the skill do the work to, again, proc tech support. Now, for me, I'm if anyone's played with me and they know this, I'm an aggressive player and I run primarily skill builds because I like getting up close and personal. So what I would do, and how I've done it in the past, I like combined arms because 1, it gives me a little bit more damage, and 2, I'm consistently being aggressive, consistently getting up there and using my weapons. And you're having a capacitor where, again, you got to shoot, you got to keep shooting to enable that extra, again, 40 stacks for the damage. And of course, guys, yes, of course, to proc combined arms more often. For me, it works hand in hand. But tech support is an excellent talent if you use it with, for me, something like Glass Cannon, because you can sit back and cover, and you know you've got to keep your ass in cover. And Tech Support will do all the work for you. Now, he's got a great build there. That's the build that I've been looking at for a little bit of time, and you'll see something similar on the channel very, very soon. But I always like Danny Boy's build. He always goes into detail. Not too much detail, not giving me, the third degree, but good points, and I like this. So Danny Boy, thank you so much for dropping by, mate. You're a legend. And the last comment is from Alex C. Pure damage on a skill build is like you have it, but, and a big but, use a red on a piece of weapon damage is useless to have skill tier plus technician. Being 6. That 50% weapon damage on the capacitor helps a lot. That's how I use it. Skill haste and skill damage in all pieces. You can have, so you can use armor regen or crit chance instead of haste. Skill tier on 5 of them. 1 weapon damage on 1 piece, kinetic momentum, and the named Hanyu backpack, turret, and the Artificer hive. On Legendary, we have 1 running with Scorpio, and opportunistic, 1 with Overwatch, my damage on turret, reach almost 500k. Imagine that. Alex, mate, thank you for the detailed breakdown. Now, I have struggled profusely. I mean, guys, I've lost count now. Finding the exact pieces I need to kind of fit the jigsaw together. And that's because my RNG is atrocious. And again, through targeted loot and grinding, it just doesn't drop for me. The pieces I want don't drop. So I kind of give up. I do. I just play the game and just do what I need to do within the game and test builds. That's it. So trying to find this exact piece, I've given up. So in terms of technician, most of my technician builds, primarily if they're a skill damage build, are pretty much 6 yellows. Of course, you can use a blue, you can use a red for weapon damage, blue for armor. You can do that. That's technician. I get it. I'm not stupid. I get it. I understand. However, having the right pieces is the perfect piece of the puzzle. I don't. Now, if we're going to talk about a status effect builds, all's good. I have plenty of golden gear, which are max armor and have max skill damage or max status effects. I'm in a good place. But when it comes to skill damage pieces, yeah, I've been in a little bit of a pickle. That's just me and my RNG. That's it. But always, guys, every single video, someone will say, you're not doing this right. Even though I'll explain in detail why I'm not using that piece. So yeah, it does get highly frustrating. But still, watch the video and you'll know. So in terms of that, I think it's a great setup. On Legendary, that's Legendary with a crew. That's with a clan. So that's with a well-organised script. That's what you can get. For me personally, I like using 2 skills. Always have done, always will do. That's just me. I like using 2 skills that are offering me damage consistently. Again, that 500k damage is amazing. But again, that is in a group synergy. Solo, that is not the way I'm going to run. You have no chance of me running with the Artificer hive and my turret. Not happening. Not happening. Because I want 2 skills offering that damage. Or I want a heal and I want damage. I have options. Or I want armor regen. I want damage and more damage. There's so many more options. And the beauty thing is of this game, there are multiple options how you can roll. And I like that. You're not kind of shoehorned into one potential route. You have a multitude of options. And I like that on this setup. And again, I like the point that Alex is making. And it just proves the fact there's many different ways how to roll. But that's it. That's how I feel about skill builds. You have so many different options. We're going to the mathematical equations. Yes, you can squeeze out some more damage here, there, and everywhere. I get it, but still, I like having fun and creating fun builds. And that's what makes the Division 2 what it is. But guys, I'm going to wrap up there. WOOO the Community's back. Episode 1. We're back. We're back, guys. And of course, I love you all. I do love you all. Thumbs, doodles help. You know they do. Subscribing, that helps an awful lot. If you want to help the channel further, check out on the screen buymeacoffee.com/WOOplays to support the channel further. But guys, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.